Oh crap, YouTube. Sorry I ain't been on a while. I've tried to put some videos together and I've started and stopped. It's so hot that I just can't keep up with the camera. I'm sweating so much. I'm changing shirts 4 or 5 times a day just to try to make videos, and then I just end up laying on the couch. But what I've been doing is we bought about a month ago, 2 months ago, I bought a 2011 Z6. And the optMax on it wasn't running right, so I just said screw it, let's take the optMax off, let's put a Yamaha on it. The reason why I went with the Yamaha, because the Yamaha you can tune them out for 700 bucks, make more horsepower out of the motor. So it's a brand new Yamaha tuned to 145-ish to 150, and I put a jack plate on it, I put power poles. It was all said done. I had it done while I was deployed. Come back, boat would not perform. It just would not get out of the hole. Once it got up on top end, it was over revving. So yeah, I had no hole shot. If you follow the logics of getting up on the prop and you're over revving it, then you have a problem with the prop being too small. Well, if you go to a bigger prop to handle the top part, you go back to where your hole shot's even worse. So lo and behold, what we find out is that the 8-inch jack plate on a Z6 is too much. It just, you can't get it back and forth enough, or up and down enough, wherever, no matter where you put it. We spent hours and hours on the lake trying to make it work with that 8-inch jack plate, which is sitting right here in front of me on the floor in the garage. So we started off taking power poles off, went to the lake, wouldn't work. Then we were like, what do? We put wedges in. I think we put wedges on it with the jack plate, got the hole shot to go better, but we were still over revving the top end. So I was like, screw it. So me and my sons actually, we came back, we pulled the jack plate off, put the motor straight to the back of the boat, went out. Still, it performs. It would come out of the hole, but it was super slow. And then when we got up to the top end it would do 60. I wish it would do 60. It was doing 48 to 50 mile an hour, depending on how choppy the water is. You know, when you're doing circles and trying to do top speed run, most of the chop is yours that you've created. But we were running about 6,000 RPMs on a 115 show, and we were told never to go over 6,200. So I still got a little leeway, probably maybe drop down in the prop size. It's got a 20 on it, maybe go to a 19 and see if it'll work. Lo and behold, we got all that. So we started, rigging the boat out, getting it ready. We're going to the veterans only tournament by the NPFL in September. So we've just been busting balls to get this boat ready to go. Well, my son works at night, and I decided I'd go fishing by myself. Went out, boat performed. I'm trying to learn electronics, trying to tune and calibrate the ghost trolling motor, get everything ready for us to go. And I came home, and lo and behold, I was a dipshit. Left the drain plug in. Luckily I had it in while I was on water, but left it in the boat. Got home for 2 days, it rained. So what did it do? It filled the boat up with water. So we drained it, obviously, pulled the plug, turned the bilge pump on. And that was the other thing. Whoever wired up the bilge pump in it wired the float switch up wrong. The float don't work unless the switch is on. Remember, people, the float's supposed to be wired straight to your battery. So if you're gone and the switches are off, when the float raises, it'll automatically come on. Yes, it will drain your battery, but hopefully it'll keep from sinking your boat. Or maybe it would have helped keep the boat from flooding. But it rained for 2 days, so I doubt it. It would probably have flooded on the second day, or it wouldn't have had as much water in it. Well, with that being said, the whole battery compartment was underwater. And we drained it, took it to the lake, and it's so waterlogged right now that the boat sits in the water to where the water is coming back through the splash well drain hole, and it will not come on plane again. It's like we got that heavy ass jack plate on there again. So what you're about to see me do is the ridiculous thing of drilling holes in a boat on the inside in the foam boxes, not on the outside, to drain them, to see if we can't get this thing to drain, because I'm going to be gone for the next 45 days for work. And when I come back, we're going straight to the tournament in Tennessee for the NPFL Veterans Only Tournament. And I needed to try to drain and dry out. Talked to a couple people on Facebook, talked to a couple other marinas, called the marinas around. And they said that's the only way to do it. By the time you think that boat would sit there and for that foam to dry out, it has to go somewhere. It has to evaporate somewhere. And if you ain't got holes in it to let it drain out the bottom, and one guy even told me that you might have to drill a hole in the top side so it evaporate out. One guy told me that they drilled weep holes in his, and for a couple months it just constantly drained water. And then finally, he said that the performance of the boat come back because as the water drained out. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's got closed cell foam. It's got closed cell foam. Closed cell foam, if it sits long enough in water, it will soak up water. Don't let those people tell you that it won't. It takes longer than open cell foam, but it will soak up water. I'm gonna get out here, rip some of the battery compartment apart so I can get down in there and drill some holes in the foam boxes. I guess it's the way this boat is, the stringers are foam, so I'm got to drill holes in there. And I'll show you the water line of how deep it was in the back of the boat. And yes, you would assume that every screw hole that got put in that bolt had sealant in it. You know, they were sealed as they were screwed in, but water's water. If it's able to leak and seep into some places, it's going to leak and seep into some places. And I know for sure that this boat's waterlogged by how deep it sits in the water now and the fact that it will not come on plane. I'm so disgusted with myself. Y'all can beat me up in the comments, call me a dumbass all you want, but we're about to make a video to where I drill holes in my boat. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Well, I got a 3/4 inch hole saw and a 3/4 inch step bit. And I got these rubber plugs. Livewell drain plugs, water plugs, whatever you want to call them. They're 3/4 inch rubber. How they work is you stick them in the hole, you turn the handle, they'll get tight, or it'll tighten it up, and then when you squeeze it, when you flip the handle down, it makes this bigger, and it's going to seal the hole in the fiberglass that I drill. So, you know, once a year, whatever, I can take and pop these out and let it drain if I ever think it's waterlogged again. So what I got to do is I got to take this battery tray door off because it's in the way it opens. It won't lay flat. It won't lay flat, and if you try to lay on it, you pull the hinges, which we've already got to get longer screws because we've taken this door off and on so many times that we can't. The screws are not even holding. So I got to get longer screws and get up in there so it reach further in the wood or do something. But I got to take that center battery out and that battery tray, and then if you see down there by that yellow pump right there where those other battery tray sits, that's the foam boxes slash stringers, because I don't think these boats have wood stringers anymore. They're 3-part boats with foam in them that creates the stringer system. And then the big foam boxes over there in the back corner, up over there, I don't know if you can see them. You got sun glare on you. But anyway, over there in the corner, right above the orange strap, is another foam boxes. There's one on each side. And then if you look on my battery charge switches, this is how far the water was in the boat. And my driveway is at a slope, so it came back this way. It sloped off this way. So the back 2 batteries, my lithium batteries, were underwater. The front 2 wasn't completely underwater. I got 4 lithium batteries, 2 on each side. And then this little bitty is my cranking battery. And the only thing on that cranking battery is the motor itself. That one, those 2 over there are for the trolling motor. And these 2 right here is for my electronics, Livewell, and everything else. So let me get you set up. We're gonna pull that center battery out. I might have to pop some hole, or maybe take out the Livewell pumps, because I need to get as far in the bottom corner as I can to see if the water is gonna run out, and then be able to put in this plug after I'm done. So that's what's up for today. If I have to, I'm gonna pull out the 2 back lithium batteries on each side and drill holes in those other foam boxes. It depends on how much water runs out of these. I'm hoping that it actually has water run out so I can know for sure that what I'm doing is worth it. I've seen videos of people drilling holes in their boat to put in battery trays and water starts coming out, and that's how they found out that their boat was waterlogged. I've never seen them go to a second video and figure out how to fix that. This video, I leave tomorrow. I get on an airplane tomorrow. That's how critical I got to get out here and get this done. So I don't know if I'll be able to give y'all a second video update until I get back, but we won't know that it actually works until I get it on the water. If a bunch of water runs out of it today, I might be able to go test it on the water tonight, run to the local lake, and see if it'll actually get on plane. But another thing, a few people don't know what I'm talking about, splash well. Your splash well, the splash well is the back of the boat right in front of the motor. So you got the splash well, water splashes up in it. It's got a drain hole. If you see right down in there, there's a drain hole. Well, the boat is sitting that deep into the water. You can see the water line from where we took it out last. And when we're trying to get on plane, water is getting caught in here and shooting straight up. Shooting straight up through the, and it's causing my power poles to drag in the water. You know, another way to eliminate that, these are 2 up, 6 back, or 6 up, 2 back. These brackets right here. You could change these brackets and raise your power poles up to keep them from dragging, but they're already 10-foot power poles and I don't want them any taller on the back of the boat. And here's the wedges for the motor. These wedges can be put in 2 different ways. If your hole shot sucks, you can put the thick part of the wedge up. If your hole shot's pretty decent but you don't think your boat is rising in the front, you get enough bow lift, then you put the wedge at the bottom. So wedge up is for hole shot, wedge down is for speed, to pull the nose of your boat up and try to get you more top end speed. They can be worked both ways. People tell you, no, it only works. When we put those wedges in with the wedge up, hole shot, it was almost completely eliminated, or the slow hole shot was completely eliminated. That's why we know now that the boat has got heavier for the water that was inside the. I'm rambling. The reason why I'm rambling is because I really don't want to drill holes in this boat, but it is what it is and I got to do it. It's going to ease my mind to see if there's water in it or not, which I'm 99.9% sure there is. So let me sit you over there on the sunshine where you not get blinded, and I'll get to taking this thing apart. Like I said, I got to take this off so I don't put pressure on the hinges. I need longer screws because these just ain't biting into the wood no more. The strap for my battery is temporary. I got to hold down till we didn't put it in there because we weren't for sure if this was going to work. So maybe I'll throw that in the video of putting that battery hold down in there. I got a power switch that kills all main power. There's a switch over here. It kills all the power for the trolling motor. Oh, and definitely while I'm in here, I got to rewire that bilge pump to come on even when main power's off. Now I gotta get this battery tray out. Let's see. Look at the 8mm. So we got one direction. Now if there's water in here like I think there is, once I take these side brackets here out, water should come out. All right, let me get y'all down here in the action. Screw's wet. Water's already starting to run out. Water is already starting to run out. Can you see it? Water is running out already. So I'm not going to feel real bad about drilling a hole in my boat. Damn it. Damn. That stuff ain't no joke holding those brackets in. Oh yeah. I'm just happy to see the water. There you go. Can you see it? That peeled the gel coat off. That glue is no joke. There's the... See, that hole didn't even have sealant in it. I hope y'all can see that. Let me get this other bracket pulled off. I gotta get, I know y'all can't see it, but I gotta get further in this back corner and drill that hole so it'll drain out further, the furthest point back, which is y'all are sitting on a transom step right now. So I'll spin you around here in a second. But I got to get down there so I can get that hole, which I think I'm going to have to try to pop off those LiveWell hoses so I can get my drill in there, going to buy an angle drill. Because this pump's definitely in the way of me trying to get back there the farthest. But there you go, guys. Somebody here tells you these boats can't get water in them. Nothing to do about it being waterlogged. Lots to do about it being waterlogged. First of all, never leave your drain plug in so it fills up with water. Secondly, I think as long as you drill the right hole and you put one of these rubber plugs in it. Now, obviously, those screws, when I put them back on, they'll get more sealant in those holes. Every hole I put in this boat had sealant on it, except for that one. I don't know how I missed that one. But she's draining a lot of water, guys. It's already running out the back of my boat to the end of the driveway. All right, to give y'all real time, this is 5 minutes since I turned y'all on from taking the last video until the water started running out. So there's the water coming out of the back of the boat, running down my driveway and into the street. That's how much water is drained out of those 1/4-inch holes already. So it's got water pressure built up in there behind those holes. So I'm gonna go to the back garage and get something to pry that bracket off with. We'll start drilling the big holes. I know some of you is like, hey, you're messing up your boat, your gel coat by prying it off. You're probably right. But in this moment, I got bigger priorities and bigger problems than messing up a gel coat. See, those were sealed. Like, those were sealed. Water didn't get in those, but they're definitely coming out of those. So there's some holes somewhere else that water's getting in this side. And previous owners, since this is a used boat, I think after that tournament, when I get back, I'm going to strip this bay out and go in and fix all the screw holes, other than the ones that I put in it to put the battery trays in, the pumps. Let's get this out of the way. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm popping the live well hoses off to make more room for my drill. And like I said, that one pump is going to be in the way of drilling on the other side. Is that when you're drilling these holes down here, you got to be fairly straight in your direction, because you can turn a 3/4 holes into a 5/8 wallered out hole. I might have to go get me a right angle drill, which I'm going to, yeah guys, I'm going to go buy me a right angle drill. That way I can get straight in there. So let me go to Harbor Freight, see if they got a right angle drill for the battery setup I have. If not, I'll have to go to Lowe's. Update from going to this tool store and back. Still got water coming out, so it's actually draining. I put this 3/4-inch hole in there. She should drain pretty good. So let me get you in the hole and then I'll drill some holes. How about all that wholeness? Got my 3/4 step bit. I'm gonna have to go right there. I don't want to pull out those drains. Let's just hope I don't drill a hole in the bottom of the boat. Oh, it's spraying water. Can y'all see that? That's not even a 3/4 hole. That is nuts, guys. Now, I'll tell you what, this might not even be the water, all the water from me. This could be just years and years of accumulated water in the back of this boat. I got to get that bit in there so I can plug the hole with the rubber. Somebody's like, why even plug it? That way it always drains. Well, when you come off plane in most boats, it'll rush over the back and water will come into here. So I don't want water to go in and out of that hole constantly. So if I can plug it, I can keep water from going in there. And then pull the drain whenever I think there's water trapped in here for some reason. But it ain't slowed down. Guys, I think I figured it out. Look at that.
That's a 3/4 inch hole in your boat with water running out of it. I should have caught the water in a bucket so we could have weighed it. And you know there's more water in the backside back here. But I can also put the vacuum down there and suck it out, hopefully. Now let's make sure I didn't drill a hole in the boat. In the bottom. I mean, I did just drill a hole in the boat. I don't see the water running out anywhere but there. But you can see it's running all the way down to there. Maybe this will fix my hole shot like way better. Because like I said, this could be water from old owners, you know, and the fact that it sits in my driveway with the nose up all the time, you could just let it sit here and drain the whole channel. Now it makes me really want to pull the batteries out and drill out the other foam boxes. There's holes drilled in that one over there. I don't know if those holes were underwater, but what will it hurt to drill a hole in it? Nothing. I got plugs. Oh, let's see if those plugs will fit the hole I just drilled. So here's my expansion plug. Oh yeah. And then you spin it. And flip that down. And she's sealed back up. That way when you're out on the water running, it doesn't fill up with water when you get water in here accidentally, or if you are out fishing and it's raining, you know that that hole you just drilled is sealed up, and then you have to untwist it. And then you can pull it back out and drain your boat. But see, as I shake it, there's water coming out. I wonder if I just take and jack up this side of the trailer, if that would allow enough water to come out. Now, how does this pump come out, guys? Because like I said, I like to get further back into this corner. I mean, even if I drill holes right here, we're taking pounds of water out of this boat. Don't you just hate it? Yeah. Well, you drill down and you can't find it again. Now that puts it in almost the same spot as that one. So here we go. I just gotta keep it gushing. Not as quite much water in that one. Let's see if I can feel the foam in there. Oh yeah, I can feel the foam. She's steadily running out. Well guys, this really, you know, what do you call it? Frustrated that I left the plug in, but kind of relieved that I was able to drill a hole and drain the water out. Now let's make sure I didn't drill a hole on the outside. Maybe that's why it's not running out in here. Yeah, there's no water running down the bunk across the bottom of the boat. It's all coming out right here. So I guess we just let her drain. Oh guys, you know how much relief that is. Of course, knowing that it might be a bunch of water in it, because that just doesn't seem like enough water in it that caused it to lose its whole shot. And then once again, those other battery boxes might have water in it. Do you think I should pull those batteries out and drill a hole in those? Let's do an experiment with the vacuum. Let's clean it out, make sure they got no water, and let's go put it on the hole and see how much of my shop vac I suck water out. Let's try that. But what I'm thinking is I might have to drill a hole from the top to get it to suck water out. It might just create a vacuum lock and not pull water out. Let's see. I mean, if I have to drill holes in the top and put more plugs in it, I will. That's at this point, it doesn't bother me as much as having a boat that's just way too heavy and you can't use it. All right, it's gonna get loud. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it sucking water. Oh, look at the hose. See the hose jumping? Oh yeah, she's sucking water. You can see the hose jumping where the water is hitting the hose as it runs through. Oh yeah, she's wet. Let's look inside. Oh yeah. It's not much, but every little bit counts, right? Especially if I take and like figure out an adapter where I can put right inside that hole to where create a better airlock and just turn that thing on and let her suck. Where it is, guys. Let me figure out, maybe think about pulling out those other batteries so I can drill holes in the upper foam boxes just to be 100% that those ain't full of water too. All right, guys, you talked me into it. I'm gonna take the batteries out and drill holes in the upper foam boxes. I don't know if the water got that high. The fact that I could drill a hole in it, make sure there's no water in it, and plug it after I'm done will ease my mind. And then I think I'm going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and figure out a way to build me a suction tube that goes in those bottom holes or any of the holes to where I can tape it to my vacuum cleaner and just turn that thing on and just let it sit there and suck as long as it can suck. I guess it could suck as long as it sucks until it blows up, because it's going to be hooked to my house electricity and not a battery. So is it going to suck to suck or suck to... Comment below. The fact that that hose is still jumping means it's still pulling water out of there. It's sucking a lot of water out of that side. I'll pull out this back battery so I can get over there and drill holes in that box. Everything's starting to corrode. I have to get in here with some WD-40 or Corrosion X. Maybe I should take those batteries up there somewhere and turn them upside down. Well, the wood's a little, there's a little water draining out of it. The wood's wet for sure. Well, that foam's kind of dry, so now all I have to do is just put rubber plugs on those. That's all I can do right now, unless I go build me a sucking device. Clean the boat up, let it sit here open, let the sun beat down in there. Maybe that'll help dry it out. And we won't know, like I said, I won't know until September whether this boat's fixed or not, because I'll come right back from work, get a night's sleep, and grab the boat in the truck and head straight to Tennessee. So that's all I can give you updates. You'll have to wait for an update up there from Tennessee on whether this worked or not. Let me get to cleaning up this mess, and then I'll see if I'm gonna go build a sucker device. All right, guys, you talked me into it. I'm gonna go build a sucker 2000 for this boat. I'm gonna take this piece off my vacuum. I'm gonna try to adapt a 3/4 inch hose down to, or up to this as a Y pipe, to where I could stick the 3/4 hose inside the boat and stick this in there and just set the vacuum in and just let it suck as much as it can suck. You guys talked me into it. Comment down below. I'm gonna head off to Walmart, not Walmart, but Lowe's, see what I can build. Oh, I forgot to hit record. But here's what I'm doing. 3/4 T, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. Trying to hold it together with zip ties. Shouldn't take much to hold it since it's sucking and not a pressure. Another problem is I already covered up the boat, so to get you guys some suck features, we gotta uncover the boat a little bit. And then this piece just threaded in the end of my vacuum. So, but it's a 1/2 inch. Damn it. Might have to take a couple zip ties for that one. Might have to get an actual hose clamp. Damn it. Trying to find a hose clamp around this place. I knew I should have bought just one. Do we tape it? Tape it up. Still needs more. More than one way to skin that cat. The only thing I got is this hose. Might have needed a little bit more tape. If I can just get this hose to go in there without kinking. Let's go see. Sucker 2000. Y'all name this thing in the comments. All right, here we go. Look at that. So it's not wanting to pull both sides at the same time. So I would kink this side. I think I'm only going to be able to do one side at a time and shorten the hose up. Must be sucking air. It's definitely sucking the water out, guys. I think the problem is the hoses are just kinking and they're too long. Maybe need to go to one cavity. So let me shorten up the hose and run a hose straight off of this. I wonder if it's sucking air right here. I'll have to see. Let's put it in there now. I just don't think the vacuum's strong enough. All right, plan B. We're going straight to the end of this. Let me make sure my vacuum cleaner's not stopped. Shop vac just ain't strong enough because I think it collapsed the hose on me. I think it's sucking water out of that side. It's getting dark. I think I need a stronger vacuum, or we gotta wait for more water to run back there. Well, the Sucker 2000 didn't quite work. It worked in the beginning, so I wonder if it sucked out as much water as it could at the moment. You just gotta let the water drain back down there and do it again. Let me clean this mess up and cover the boat back up, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Well, as you can tell, it didn't quite work. I think it did work. I think my vacuum, I need more horsepower. More suck power, maybe. Not totally sure. It's what it kind of looked like. Because at the beginning, it was working fine with the two big hoses on it, and then it just quit. So I don't know if it sucked all the water out that had accumulated back down there after it drained out, or that's all the water in it, which I doubt it. It's going to be 40, the next couple of videos are probably going to be old videos that I needed to post, but the update video on this is going to be a while because I'm getting ready to go to deploy again and go back to my regular job. I wish it was never happened at all, but it would have been better content if it would happen earlier while I was home, so I could have been doing this, draining it, trying to get it ready. Because remember, as soon as I come back, the next day after I get off the airplane, we're headed straight to Tennessee with this boat. So we got to hope that it dries out or drains out, whatever it needs to be done in the next 45 days. Because on the 19th of September, we're going to Tennessee for that MPFL Veterans Only Tournament. Go over to MPFL on Facebook and look it up. That's all I can do right now. So like, share, and subscribe, and especially subscribe to see the updates on this, because worst case scenario, I got to drill holes in the, not in the hole part, but the extensions of the hole behind the transom from the outside, drain it, and then patch those holes, which will be fairly easy. All you have to do is just plug it. You get some carbon fiber or some 3/4 inch fiberglass rod and stick up in there, epoxy it in, resin it in, cover it up with fiberglass, and then paint and prime it. It won't match, obviously, but I'd like to get this boat back up on the water and get it back to cruising. And with the jack plate and all that, this water might have been in there before me leaving the plug in. So who knows? It definitely had water in it. You saw in the video where it ran out. Like, share, and subscribe.
See you in the next video.